So imagine an industry that really hasn't fundamentally changed since, well, since your grandfather was a kid.
Right. It's essentially been the exact same model for decades.
Yeah, exactly. You walk in, you sit in a chair, get a buzz, pay, and then you leave.
It's purely functional.
Right, it's the traditional commodity model. But whether you are a corporate professional looking for an escape hatch from the 9 to 5, or, a portfolio investor wanting an asset that isn't just numbers on a screen, what if you could take that exact everyday chore and engineer it to generate high-ticket recurring revenue?
Which is usually something you only see in like software companies or subscription models.
Exactly.
Ah.
Okay, let's unpack this because that is the mission of today's deep dive. We are looking at Floyd's 99 Barbershop.
Yeah, it's a really interesting concept. It was family founded back in 1999, and they currently operate 61 units.
And to really understand the financial potential here, we have to look at how this brand fuses the premium services of a high-end salon with this very high-energy, welcoming barbershop vibe.
Right, because getting a standard men's haircut is often treated exactly like getting an oil change.
Yeah, it's just a functional chore you want to get over with as quickly as possible.
Exactly. Which is precisely why this model stands out so much. To really grasp the financial mechanics, we need to look at how they break out of that basic commodity trap.
And they do that by offering what they call an anti-basic experience, right?
Yeah, what's fascinating here is what they call the Floyd's promise. It's not just a quick trim.
Okay, so break that down for me. What does that actually look like for the customer?
Well, it starts before they even sit down. The environment is deliberately curated. It feels almost like hanging out in a VIP lounge.
Right, I saw they have this signature poster wall with all these music legends.
Yeah, and they broadcast their own proprietary playlist, Floyd's Radio. It creates a very specific, high-energy vibe.
But the vibe alone doesn't justify the business model, right?
No, the core mechanism is the service itself. It begins with a dedicated, customized consultation.
Okay, so they actually talk to you about what you want first.
Exactly. Then comes the expertly crafted cut. But the psychological hook, the thing that really locks the customer in, is what happens after the cut.
Oh, wow, what happens after?
Every cut is followed by a hot lather neck shave and a relaxing shoulder massage.
Wait, really? A shoulder massage comes standard?
Yep, every time. And they finish with personalized product recommendations, showing you exactly how to replicate that look at home.
That is a huge step up from just, getting a quick buzz.
It is. And they actually back all of this up with a 7-day worry-free guarantee.
Okay, I have to jump in here because curated vibes and hot lather sound fantastic for a marketing brochure.
Sure they do.
But we are looking at this from the perspective of an investor. Vibes are great, but does all this energy actually translate to a better bottom line?
It absolutely does, because they deliver full experiences and not just haircuts. The average transaction ranges from $36 to $48.
Okay, so that is undeniably a premium price point.
Right. But it falls squarely into the category of an accessible luxury. It's a price point that people fiercely protect, even when wallets tighten, because it makes them feel good.
That makes sense. It's a smaller indulgence compared to like a vacation.
Yeah.
But how does that translate into aggressive recurring revenue?
It comes down to the biological reality of hair growth.
Right, hair keeps growing.
Exactly. The average male haircut cycle is 4 to 6 weeks.
Oh, wow. So you are capturing that thumbsticks of $48 transaction roughly 12 times a year per client.
Yes. And that creates an incredibly powerful recurring revenue loop. You aren't constantly spending marketing dollars to acquire new customers.
Because they come back for the experience. You're monetizing that loyalty.
Precisely.
Okay, the math works beautifully on paper. High retention, premium ticket, high frequency.
It's a great formula.
But here's where it gets really interesting. Because if the client experience is so highly curated, how does a franchise investor scale this if they don't know the first thing about cutting hair?
That is the operator's paradox. And it's arguably the most important mechanism for a prospective buyer to understand.
Because if I'm leaving the corporate world, my biggest liability is the actual barber, right?
Great.
If my top stylist gets mad and walks across the street, my revenue walks out the door with them.
Which is exactly why the ideal owner for this business is actually not a barber.
Wait, really? A non-barber is the ideal fit.
Yeah, the brand actually looks for driven, experienced entrepreneurs. They particularly want people with a hospitality background or a strong service mindset.
But the business relies entirely on a highly specific physical skill. Fades, hot shaves, styling.
Sure, but the business of running the franchise isn't about cutting hair. It's about building and managing a hospitality infrastructure.
Okay, so you're managing the customer journey, not holding the scissors.
Exactly. And the franchisor has a robust support structure that makes this viable as a semi-absentee or purely investment-driven model.
Let's define semi-absentee really quickly. We're talking about an owner who was working on the business, not in it.
Right. Right. A semi-absentee owner isn't standing behind the register ringing people up all day.
They're reviewing dashboards and having high-level strategy meetings.
Exactly. So to enable that, the franchisor actually helps owners hire licensed barbers and stylists.
That is a huge relief for an investor with no industry connections.
It is. But hiring is only the first step. This raises an important question regarding consistency and staff retention.
Right, because the industry is notorious for high turnover.
Well, they solve that by providing all staff with access to the online Floyd's Academy for technical education.
I saw that in the materials. But how do you teach a highly tactile, physical skill over an online academy?
It's not just basic videos. It is a standardized, step-by-step modular curriculum.
Okay, so it's structured learning.
Yeah, and the franchisor continuously updates it based on real-time consumer trends.
Like when a specific style suddenly gets popular again.
Exactly. Like when the mullet surged back into style recently, the corporate team develops a specific educational module for it and pushes it out to the staff.
So the franchisee doesn't have to scramble to figure out how to teach their staff a new cut.
Right. The system handles the technical upskilling completely.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
You're investing in their professional development, which builds brand loyalty.
And that staff loyalty directly translates into a massive business asset for the owner: consistency.
I noticed this when looking at specific customer feedback for the brand. Clients consistently praise the ability to just open the app and book anyone.
Yes, that is the holy grail for a service business.
They just select first available on the app and know they'll walk out looking great. They aren't waiting 3 weeks for their one specific guy.
Which completely neutralizes that hostage situation we talked about earlier.
Right. If a stylist leaves, the revenue stays because the client is loyal to the Floyd system, not the individual chair.
Exactly. You are generating revenue based on the brand's systems.
Yeah. Okay, so once those unit-level operations are de-risked by the academy and the hiring support, the logical next step is scaling.
Absolutely. Once you have the system down, you want to multiply it.
So let's talk about the macro environment. What are the industry tailwinds looking like right now?
They are very strong. The hair care industry as a whole is projected to grow by 11% between 2022 and 2031.
That is a massive growth trajectory.
It is. And to get in on this, the financial requirements are pretty straightforward.
Okay, let's hear the numbers. What does the capital stack look like?
The initial investment range falls between $399,500 and $762,500.
Okay, so mid-six figures to get the doors open.
Right. And they require a minimum net worth of $1.5 million with at least $500,000 in liquid cash.
Just to clarify for everyone listening, that $500,000 in liquid cash means capital you can access quickly, right? Like cash in the bank, not equity in your house.
Exactly. Highly liquid assets.
And what does that initial investment actually buy you? I imagine building out a VIP lounge isn't cheap.
No, it's a premium build-out. It covers the architectural details, the iconic poster walls, the sound system, and top-tier barber equipment.
Plus your franchise fee and initial working capital, I assume.
Exactly right.
What about the ongoing operational costs on the corporate side?
There is a standard royalty fee of 6%.
Okay, 6%. And is there a marketing fund?
Yes. There's an ad royalty fee of 1.5%.
And that 1.5% pools resources for system-wide brand awareness and maintaining that proprietary booking app, right?
Exactly. It ensures the brand has the digital dominance to drive leads into your specific shop.
So what does this all mean for you as an investor? We're talking a $1.5 million net worth requirement.
It means this is a serious enterprise play.
They aren't looking for someone trying to just buy a mom-and-pop side hustle.
Not at all. The franchisor is actively seeking multi-unit investors to develop entirely new markets.
They want partners who can open 3, 5, or 10 units.
Right, and the model supports that because of the multiple revenue streams.
Well, speaking of multiple revenue streams, we've focused heavily on the service side, the cuts, the hot lather. What about retail?
That is where the multi-unit economics really accelerate. The retail component here is substantial.
Because of the consultative nature of the service, right?
Yes, it's not a hard upsell that ruins the relaxing vibe. It's totally natural.
How does that actually work in practice?
During the styling phase, The stylist explains exactly what pomade or styling cream they're using and why they chose it for the client's hair type.
So they are educating the client, not just pitching them.
Exactly. When the client loves the result, buying the product isn't a sales pitch, it's just the solution to maintain the look.
And retail products typically carry exceptionally high margins.
Very high margins. So you combine the high average tickets, strong retail sales, and that recurring 4 to 6 week loyalty loop.
It becomes a highly predictable vehicle for building long-term wealth, rather than just buying yourself a job.
Exactly. You scale that across multiple units, and you have a very powerful portfolio.
It really is a masterclass in market positioning. We have covered a lot of ground today on this deep dive.
We really have.
We started by exploring how this brand took a stagnant, functional chore and transformed it into a high-energy client experience commanding premium prices.
Right. Completely escaping that commodity trap.
Then we broke down the operator's paradox, how non-barber entrepreneurs use the franchisor systems, like the Floyd's Academy, to scale operations.
Yes, effectively de-risking the technical side of the business.
And finally, we looked at how those de-risked operations paved the way for aggressive multi-unit scaling in a growing market.
It is a phenomenal structure. And as we wrap up, I really want to leave you with one final thought to mull over regarding this space.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
We live in a world that is increasingly digital and heavily screen dependent, right?
Oh, totally. Everything is pixels and Zoom calls now.
Exactly. Because of that, local service businesses that offer physical, relaxing, genuine, human-to-human experiences are rapidly becoming incredibly resilient investments.
That makes total sense. People are craving that tactile connection.
Right. You can digitize a lot of things, but you simply cannot digitize a hot lather shave and a shoulder massage.
You really can. That physical, relaxing experience is completely disruption-proof.
And that's exactly why these highly valued in-person service brands are making such waves right now.
It's a brilliant way to build a scalable asset.